Hi everybody, and welcome to Meals with Melissa. It is Saturday morning, and we are going to create a couple of really quick and easy lunch or snack ideas. I've been working with the camera here to try and make sure that you can see what I'm doing here, so hopefully you can hear me. I am actually staying at a hotel in Seattle because I am over to visit my son for the day, and actually have some introvert time, which is super awesome. I like to just take a few minutes and have a little bit of quiet time. So one of the things that I've discovered most with my clients is that they really struggle to find quick and easy ideas. Everybody wants a recipe. And I keep reminding them that, one of your obstacles was that you didn't have enough time in the first place. So to come up with some really quick and easy things that you can make on the fly, or you can throw into a container the night before so that you're prepared to go. Now, here's my first tip. I don't care if you're a competitor or just somebody who's trying to be healthier. If you take your lunch to work, you food prep. So don't give me the garbage that you don't need to prepare things in advance. You cannot live healthy by chance. You actually have to prepare for it. So you might as well do it in advance. And these are super easy to make, and they taste really, really good. Now we're doing lettuce wraps today because, honestly, who really needs the bun? Whether you're keto or whether you're just trying to eat healthier, the bun's not really a healthy option to begin with. So why not take a lettuce leaf and make that your tortilla or your wrap? So we're going to do two different wraps today. The first one is courtesy of one of my first coaches when I started competing. It's really super easy. It doesn't take a whole lot. Yeah, you can add some spices, but to be honest, I don't really need it. So today, I've already pre-cooked everything. We're going to take some very, very lean ground turkey. You could use really lean ground beef as well. And we're also going to take some of one of my favorite all-time proteins, which is chicken sausage, which is super, super lean. It actually contains less fat and has less calories than turkey burger. So if you can find it now, I'm actually coming to discover that it's really tough to find. I use something called Isernio's. We find it at Winco, Yolks, if you have one in town. Safeway and Albertsons, which are the same store anymore, also carry it, but yeah, if you can find it, that's awesome. Apparently back east, they don't carry this because we've tried. I've had some clients back there. But it tastes super good. It comes in like 3 flavors. This one is breakfast sausage. It also comes in Italian and then a spicy one. As well as they actually have now a ground chicken, just ground chicken, like burger, which is kind of nice. So it just gives you a lean option. Now, if you're not a beef eater, I understand, but there are some benefits to beef that you can't get out of other proteins, including L-carnitine. So just be aware that you might not be getting all the amino acids that you possibly need when you're eating just really the leanest options, which you can actually get ground beef in like 4%, so it's not too bad. So super easy on this one. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 2 to 3 ounces of the turkey burger. And I did season that with salt and pepper. That's it. I didn't put anything extra in it. And then I'm also going to take 2 ounces of the chicken sausage, which again is my fave. Okay. You could actually add some onions if you wanted to. You could add some extra veggies, maybe a little bit of Parmesan. I tend to be dairy-free just because I'm lactose intolerant, and I just don't tend to eat a whole lot of dairy unless I really want to be miserable for a couple of days. Super simple. I just literally made that in like 2 seconds. It is not hard. I just prepare everything in advance and I can throw it together when necessary. So yeah, really, really a great thing to try. And like I said, it doesn't matter if you're doing it for lunch or if you are doing it as a snack. It works both ways. No matter what type of meal that I'm doing, I try to do some lean protein, a complex carb, so maybe some rice, or maybe a couple rice cakes if I really need some crunch today, or even maybe some cooked sweet potatoes, which I'm going to show you a couple ways to cook those in a couple weeks here. All right, so my second option today came from another good friend of mine, Christina, and blew my mind. Like, I don't even know why I didn't think of this myself, but it was a really great option. So I'm going to take some just regular canned chicken, the white canned chicken, which you can get at Costco, Walmart, whatever your local grocery store is. And I'm going to kind of, break it down just a little bit, just because I'm not a big fan of too chunky. I'm going to put it in a bowl. Again, do this in advance, and you've got something you can eat on for a couple of days, which is great. All right? So I'm going to put it in a bowl. Okay? I've already cut up a little bit of veggies. I'm going to throw some celery. Okay, some cut celery and also some cut onion in there. You could also put a little bit of green pepper if you wanted to, or even just any peppers. think veggie. What can you add to it that makes it taste interesting? And then you don't really, well, you could totally give it to your kids and they wouldn't know, right? Because it just tastes so good, so it doesn't matter anyway. So I'm gonna add that. Now, most people add mayo to their chicken salads. I am not gonna actually do that today. Okay, I am gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper, which is behind me, and I'm just not gonna bother to do that at the moment, just because in the hotel I have to actually open packets, and that is not appealing right now. I'm actually gonna use mustard. So this is totally to your taste. Now, I know some of you might like Dijon or something interesting. Just watch the sugars. Some of them contain, like a honey mustard is actually gonna contain extra sugar, and we're kind of trying to avoid that. So not a big deal, but I do have my clients watch their sugar intake, especially their added sugars. You could add a little bit of mayo if you wanted to. Just depends on where you're at. Fat, remember, is not necessarily a bad thing, but we don't want too much saturated fat. So I'm gonna avoid the mayo today, and I'm just gonna go with some mustard. I'm not even gonna measure it, to be honest. So, a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons. It really depends on your taste and what you like, okay? Like I said, a little bit of salt and pepper. You guys, it's so easy. You could even throw some avocado in with it. Oh my gosh, that would be so good. I love fresh avocado. Now, not guacamole. Guacamole contains other things. Not that it's bad, but then you're gonna have to account for that in MyFitnessPal, right? Okay, super easy. It's all ready to go. Like I said, you can throw some extra veggies in there, and I'm just gonna put it on my lettuce. I want you to know I just put all this together before I headed out to Seattle yesterday, so it was quite the, I'm sure they think I'm weird walking in with all these boxes, but it's all good. Okay, just load it up on, you could also use celery stalks and eat this as well, or even any sort of vegetable, cucumbers, zucchinis, anything that's green, and actually colored vegetables aren't bad. You just have to be careful that you are calling a vegetable and a starch, right? So super simple. I'm just putting that together, and I've got a really easy, something I can take with me, throw it together if I needed to last minute. You could feed the kids on the way to their soccer games. It tastes great, so it's not even a big deal, right? So there you have it. Took me what? I did like lots of talking, and it took me less than 10 minutes. So super things. I will actually post the recipes below so that you can actually see. Like I said, it's not even that many ingredients. You could probably just get it from listing, but that's okay. I will post that. Macro-wise, put it in MyFitnessPal. I haven't been doing as much about putting the macros in there, but it's super simple. If you know that it's such and such ounces of white chicken and such ounces of this, super easy to throw in there. Plus, you need to know what you're eating anyway. So if you're not tracking your food, if you're not tracking your macros, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice, especially if you do have a health goal, because it's really hard to see progress from what you're not tracking. Tracking is really important. Yeah, I know it's a pain. However, once you get to the point where you feel like you're in a position to eyeball it, or you kind of know, which I know everybody thinks that sooner than it really is, but then you can eyeball it until you actually start to go backwards, like maybe your pants become a little too tight. So you know what, it's worth it. If you're trying to reach a health goal, definitely pay attention. That's part of being healthy and fit. And like I said, you can't do it by chance. You actually have to make choices and think about it consciously and do the things that it takes day in and day out, even if it's just one step at a time. So have an incredible weekend, you guys. I'm gonna go take some time with my son, and it's gonna be an awesome day. It's beautiful outside. So until next weekend, guys, have a good one.